Hey guys, in this video we'll be continuing with the Python video tutorials. We'll be going over dictionary methods now. So we'll start with the clear method. So the clear method deletes all the elements from the dictionary, leaving the dictionary empty. So we just call the dictionary, and then with the dot operator, dot clear. Remembering if we access a object's methods, you just use a dot operator, I believe, in most cases. So let's just take this, we can take the for loops out. So we can just say, okay, well, we want dictionary 1 dot clear. That should be all. So dictionary 1 dot clear, and then print the dictionary. So we'll say print dictionary 1. Then we'll call the an empty print line just to set a breakpoint there. So we have so we have our empty dictionary, which is printed. I wanted to show the difference where we have dictionary 1. Actually, we just want to print the dictionary before we clear it, just to show that there was elements in it. We want to print dictionary 1, then clear the dictionary, then print it again to show that it was updated. So we'll just print that. So I'll run it in the debugger. So we have the dictionary with our keys, blue, red, yellow, and then berries, cherries, and lemons. So we have, then after we have the empty dictionary, which was printed out. So just once again notice that the dictionary is empty once we call the clear method. So now we'll move on to the get method. We'll try to just speed through these because there's a bunch of them. So the get method, you can use a get method as an alternative to the actual referencing of a certain key index. So if we have, for example, let's see what example we have here. So once again, you can use the get method as an alternative to the key index operator, which is really just a square brackets, I believe, like when we want to reference an index. Once again, dictionaries in Python use a silly syntax. It calls the list index, pretty much. Calls, like, you need to index it with a list brackets, which are the square brackets, not the curly braces or the curly brackets, and put the key in the list square brackets. So you can use the get method as an alternative to the square brackets operator for getting a value from a dictionary. So the get method does not raise an exception if the specified key is not found. So here, so we'll just do an example here. So so the method is called or returns a value that is associated with the specified key. If the specified key is not found in the dictionary, the method returns default. Default, I believe it's a default case, so you have to actually The textbook doesn't explain this at all, but like the textbook that I learned from. What you have to do is you have to create a default case and add that as a parameter, which is kind of tricky. So we will have so let's just delete some of this stuff. Let's not clear it, so let's go back here to the first print statement. So then we'll say val points to dictionary1 dot get. Let's say we want to get the key red, and outside the key string then we want this is where you put the default case, so we have to put the default case here. So we'll just say that default entry was not found. So that's our default case. Just do the general notation here. So for the get method, so we go dictionary name dot get key, comma, and then the default case. Default case or default. I'll go with case because you need to have a case there basically. So val now points to get the key red, which should return that whole thing. So we'll say, okay, well then we want to print the red variable. Is something wrong with that? Sorry, print val not red. That should get rid of that error. We'll debug that now. So we have blue, red, yellow. So we have our dictionaries, and if we have val points to dictionary1.get the key red, then we can then it prints out val then prints out cherries. So if let's do the default case here. So we'll say, okay, well we want to get like pink, which we don't have that color. So okay, we'll say, okay, we want to print that now. Stop and debug that. So we try to get pink. Default case was then taken. The entry was not found, so it tells us that the entry was not found because we tried to find pink in a dictionary where the key pink did not exist. So that's what happened. Not that hard. So now we'll move on to the items method. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 5. Okay, we got about five of them left. I might have to split this up into a few videos because there's quite a, like some of the examples are longer, so we'll just go with the next one now. So we have the items method. The items method returns all of a dictionary's keys and their associated values. So the items method returns all of a dictionary's keys and their associated values, are pretty much all the key value pairs. They are returned as a special type of sequence known as a dictionary view. So in Python, they have something called a dictionary view. So each element in the dictionary view is a tuple. and each tuple contains a key and its associated value, so it puts everything into a tuple basically. This method, items method, puts the dictionary key value pairs into a tuple called a dictionary view. So let's do an example here that can be a little tricky. So let's go, let's delete some of this stuff here, so let's see what happens. With this, so we have dictionary 1 points to this dictionary, print the dictionary, then we want to, not sure this will work, might have to modify it, but if we just go dictionary 1 dot items, will that print anything? Will that even do anything? We'll see. So let's just maybe add a print here and then add some, we'll add a new line here. What happened there? Okay, so let's go with that. I'll save it. Move the breakpoint to that empty print. And we'll go to the console. So blueberries, red cherries, yellow lemons. Okay, let's try this. I don't think it printed out anything. There's something called an interactive mode in the actual Python kit, but we're not using that because it's not very good. It's like a little text editor, like it's almost like a little notepad, pretty much. Okay, yeah, so that didn't work. So let's go with print here. So in the interactive mode, that would have printed it out. We'll just go with here print dictionary.items. So now we have something called dict underscore item, so that's a tuple. So dictionary items probably takes the first 4 characters of the dictionary name, underscores it to items, puts everything in a tuple, which is a dictionary view. It almost looks like a set. We'll go over a set later. Sets can be a little confusing. It'll be one of the last things that we do. It's actually coming up pretty soon after, so it's right after dictionaries we'll look at sets, but this is supposed to be a tuple. It's a special type of sequence known as a dictionary view. Each element in the dictionary view is a tuple. So we'll just go with that definition for now. So the first element in the sequence is the tuple. Blue, so the key value pair blue and berries. So that's the tuple index, the first tuple index. So you can use a for loop to iterate over the tuples, or in the tuple, iterate over the tuple in one sequence. This part gets a little tricky. You might have to memorize these, so we'll go with some more symbols here, space that out. So we'll have so we will have, what are we doing here? Okay, so let's go with for key comma value. That's kind of tricky. For key comma value in dictionary. There's a special word for that. I think I have that in my notes. This kind of for loop, we haven't used it before. It's kind of like a double thing. We're passing in two iterators basically. So for key, comma value in dictionary dot items. Print key comma value. What's wrong with that? Dictionary 1 dot items. That should work. We'll debug that. So we have blue cherries, blueberries, red cherries, and yellow lemons. So it was printed out like that. So just to summarize, the for loop in in the code calls the dictionary 1.items method, which returns a sequence of tuples containing the key value pairs in the dictionary. The loop iterates once for each tuple in the sequence. Each time the loop iterates, the values of a tuple are assigned. So the loop iterates once for each tuple in the sequence. Each time the loop iterates, the values of a tuple are assigned to the key and value variables. The final line prints the value of the key variable followed by the value of the value variable. There was a special word for this, I thought. I thought there was a special name. I thought there was a special name for this kind of thing that we did here, passing in two kind of variables to iterate with. But don't worry about it. Just kind of memorize this if you can. Practice it out. You're passing in two variables to the for loop, and you're printing two variables. That's all you really have to remember. You just have to say, okay, well, we want key and a value in dictionary items. We want to print the key, comma, and value. So it's going to know that we're printing out a dictionary pretty much. Python's going to know that because you're passing in a key and a value. Then print, and we're saying in dictionary dot items. So we'll probably just leave it there for this one. In the next video, we'll be going over the keys method, the pop item, and values. Might have to split that up into two videos. So thanks for watching. So we'll be continuing with Python dictionaries in the next video. If you guys want to support the channel, you can like the channel and subscribe to the channel for more programming and investing tutorials. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.